социјално претприемништво, волонтирање, креативни начини на собирање средства за одредени проекти. Космо Фуџијама деновиве беше во Македонија. Одржа повеќе обуки со млади луѓе со цел овие концепти да ги пренесе поблиску до нив. Што е социјално претприемништво? Колку е ова битно за младите луѓе во Македонија?
So I think social entrepreneurship is how we generate innovative ideas to tackle problems in the public space. So I think it's about coming up with innovative ideas to tackle problems in the public space. This is happening, social entrepreneurship is happening in the nonprofit sector, in the for-profit sector, and in the public sector. But really it's about the convergence and the blending and the working together and the collaboration between those sectors to come together for ideas and for solutions that are solving these tough challenges. Ultimately, I think it's about having an idea that is innovative and new, and that it's taking on a problem that is addressing the needs for all. I think that's very important, that it's not just entrepreneurship and coming up with a business plan. It's really about addressing an issue that is something that we all need, a public good that supports the well-being of all people. And I think it's really important that it's very innovative. I think the ideas have to be groundbreaking. I mean, we have lots of ideas, we have lots of great companies, but social entrepreneurship is about what is the most innovative idea that can solve these tough challenges.
Во Македонија одржавте повеќе работилници. Какви се вашите впечатоци? На какви луѓе наидовте и има ли идни на овој концепт на социјално претприемништво во земјава?
I think what I learned in Bitola and what I learned in Skopje from the entrepreneurs that I met from the social innovation workshops was that they have plenty of ideas for the problems, how to solve the problems they see in their communities. I saw a lot of enthusiasm and excitement. But what I think I tried to make a point was that enthusiasm is the first step, right? Having an idea and then feeling like you can do something is the first step. Now, the next step is to really work at what is the solution that's going to drive that change, and generating those ideas by crowdsourcing ideas or crowdsourcing knowledge or crowdsourcing funds. I think thinking about the solution actually not just as a one answer, but multiple potential approaches. How can you get a sense of what the potential approaches are and being able to decide what is the best strategy was definitely something that I tried to push and speak about in the workshop. And I think the students really understood that. I think the fellow participants really saw that sitting next to them, although everybody came from different life experiences, by sharing their idea out loud to somebody in that room, and we did these presentations every time, everybody gave feedback to one another. And through the feedback process, there was, in my opinion, an energy that was different that shifted in the workshops that really saw one another as peer networks, peer collaborators, not as competition, but really as a team, a cohort of people that can now work together. So I think we accomplished a couple things. We built a community. We started to think about what is the mindset for innovation. And I think finally, did they take my advice? I don't know. I have no idea if they did, but I definitely think I learned a lot. That the Macedonian people here have a very innovative spirit. They have a warm willingness to do something about it. But now it's really about how do you collaborate and cooperate with one another to come up with the best ideas to solve it, and then have the courage to really do it.
Покрај социјалното претприемништво зборувавте и за волонтирањето. Од вашето искуство, како и гледате вие на волонтирањето во земјава и има ли интерес од младите луѓе за оваа област?
I don't know if I can speak to if there is a lot or a little volunteering. I mean, I know what I heard from our fellows and the participants in the program, but I think what I heard was that it's hard to get the message out there so that people can actually engage. So what I tried to talk about and listen to that, when I listened to that feedback, was to say, well, maybe the problem isn't that people don't want to volunteer. They don't know why. Is it making a difference? Does it really matter? Is it making an impact? So as an organization or a leader or a social entrepreneur, I think the key thing you need to think about is communicating the value add to the people that you want to engage. By participating in this, by donating money, this is what's going to happen, and here's what you're going to get out of this. Being a smart communicator of that will help you get people to pay attention and then to open up their wallets and their minds. But that's what I think I'm seeing, is a sense of people recognizing that there's potential, but they don't know how to communicate that value. And that's where I think people can definitely improve their skill sets.
И вие имате една инспиративна приказна. Посебно се споменува вашето заминување во Хондурас. Што е она што се случи таму и што научивте?
I was very young when I first went to Honduras, which is in Central America, between Mexico and South America. And it's a beautiful country. And I learned so much by traveling there as a young girl. I was very young when I went. I was a freshman in college. And I learned a couple things. That people are driven to provide the needs for their families and the people they care about. However, in a country like Honduras, where the economic disparities are very different, there weren't infrastructures available for people to go to school, for kids to get adequate health care. And when I saw those inequalities, it ignited a fire in me, an ignition in me to say, what can I do as a Japanese American living in Virginia to make a difference for people's lives in Honduras? So my brother and I started a nonprofit organization in 2005 to address that need, but also to get young people involved as volunteers from the United States in Honduras. And ultimately, how do you engage Hondurans to take the leadership to build the change they want to see in their own countries? I'm proud to say that after I graduated from college, I went to Honduras and I lived there, and I learned so much. I learned so much that I didn't learn in school. But by learning how to build a company and really doing it on the ground, that we can really make change possible.
Дали има некоја порака која што вие би сакале да им ја пренесете на младите луѓе? Нешто што верувате дека ќе остане и по вашето заминување од Македонија?
I think about 3 specific lessons I've learned across all of those experiences in my life. And one of them is learning that failure is a part of the process, and we have to learn how to get up. That not fearing failure will actually enable us to do what we want to do because we are so driven to get better and to improve. The other lesson I learned very early on was how to ask for help. And asking for help might look like asking good questions so that people that have experience can actually contribute and give you advice and feedback. The best mentors I've had in my life didn't just come out of thin air and say, I want to be your mentor. No, I had to ask them to be my mentor. But by doing that, I had somebody that I felt like was my ally, that I felt safe to address these questions I had of how do I build a company? How do I raise money? Where do I go for support? And I can think about many mentors in my life that have made me the woman I am today. And what they did was that they enabled me to feel comfortable to ask out loud my struggles or my hesitations. And they gave me good advice and simply by listening to me. So if you're either a student, I would encourage you to ask for help to people that you admire. And I would also, if you're somebody who has already been in the business for a little while, think, can I mentor other people? Can I mentor young people so that they don't make the same mistakes and that we don't reinvent the wheel? And the third lesson that I learned was that social innovation starts from us individually. We can't impose our ideas on other people unless we also walk the walk. So when I started to develop these organizations about engaging young people and volunteering in Honduras, I started as a volunteer myself. And then I built the organization because I had that personal experience that changed my heart. So I knew I believed in what I was doing. I think it's important for anybody thinking about an initiative, think about why you are doing it. What are your incentives and motivations for doing that? Address that, reflect on it, and then start to develop an organization to actually achieve the needs of the people that are looking, to achieve the needs of the people you are serving. Asking those questions can be difficult, but I think it's some of the most important things you can do early on so that you are on a journey for success. And just in general, I think my final thoughts for any Macedonian young person that's out there listening or watching this, you can absolutely do this. There is no reason why you can't pursue your dreams, that you can't address the issues in your own community. You have to shoot to score. You have to take the first step to do it. No one else is going to do it but you. So if you believe in it and you think you can make a difference, you can. So give it a try. Don't wait till tomorrow. Do it now and see what happens.